Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Sylvia and I make videos on planning with the occasional review. Planning has always been my way of working out problems and solving the day-to-day issues in my life. Join me as I experiment on how to best tackle projects, figure out how to stick with habit tracking, and celebrate the wins, both big and small. So grab a cup or a glass of whatevs and let's get on with the video. Hey planner friends! So here's the thing. I wanted to start a bullet journal that was simplistic and minimalistic, and that is harder than I thought it would be. Some things that for other people, I was watching their videos and it was very simple, and I thought, oh, that makes sense. Let's try that out. My brain was like, what the hell is this and why? And it wasn't working for me. And I was like, oh, Sylvia, come on, you can do this. And so I started this halfway through July, and I changed some things for August and kept some things. And I thought I would go ahead and talk you through what I liked and what I didn't, what I kept and what I didn't, and why. And so since there's not that much, since we are at the beginning of this new bullet journal, I thought I would just take you page by page, spread by spread, and talk about those things individually. Cool? Okay, so I usually have 3 writing utensils with my bullet journal. A mechanical pencil. This one's a shaker one, and that's how the lead comes out. And I think it's fancy and cool. And I don't know, it's not that hard to do this, but it's just fun to shake. Then I have a highlighter. This is, of course, matchy-matchy, so is the pen. Dual-sided, so this is called the window because of the, plastic in the center there. It allows you to see through it. And then on this side is like a pen situation that I've been using a lot, actually, for titles within my bullet journal. I've got my favorite pen, which is a Sarasa pen, any kind of Sarasa pen in a 0.5. This one is the vintage set. The color, I think, is called black green. Gorgeous, gorgeous, like, I don't know, what would you call it? Maybe a forest green? The notebook I am using is the Leuctturm 1917, which is not new to me. Y'all have seen me use this before. However, this is a square grid, and I'm usually in a dot grid, so that's a little bit new and kind of cool. Also, the color of this is sage. It's gorgeous. It matched really nice with my Denver sticker I had, and this matched really nice with these tabs that I am using from Traveler's Company. I thought I would just go ahead and tab the monthlies as I go, and that's working really well so far. They're also very nice quality plastic, so if you're shoving it in a bag, they pop back up. It's not that serious. They won't rip off like the Midori tabs that I've used in the past. Sometimes they will tear your page, and that sucks. This is in the size A5, and let's go on the inside. Are we in frame? Are we in frame? Okay. So on the inside here, I have some stickers and some quotes. Stickers might not be minimalist to you. Again, I just threw them down because they were staring at me in the face and saying, hey, use me. So anywhere I have blank space, later on, I'm going to go ahead and put some washi or some stickers just to use up my stash. I also have, I didn't say mustache, I said my stash, okay? Over here, I do have some more space for quotes and stickers as I go. Now this page, this sucker really drives me crazy. I usually tape it down or glue it. I was out of tape runners. Since then, I think, yeah, I got my tape runners in the mail. I just forgot about it. It's glued odd because of the binding, and so it's a wonky page. I don't like it. It doesn't turn properly, so I usually glue that sucker down. This page, I plan on trying to use some type of an index, but I haven't so far, so we'll see how that goes. Stay tuned to find out. Now here we are. Okay, I know what you're thinking. You're like, Sylvia, I thought you said simplistic and minimalistic, and this is vellum. Why? Okay. First of all, this is by Sterling Ink. It's gorgeous. It was matchy-matchy, so I did throw it in there, but not for that reason. I threw it in there because of this page. I was going to count how many across and how many down we had for the squares because I wanted to try out this layout I had found by another minimalist bullet journaler, and I was going to go ahead and do a whole cheat sheet, and then I remembered, hey, you have one of those that you actually spend monies on from Etsy, and it's a plastic one that helps you like divide things up into, I don't know, I think 12ths. That's like a thing, right? And it's pretty snazzy. You just fit it on there and you make your dots and then you can make your lines. I couldn't find it anywhere. So I quit this page to look for it, couldn't find it, thought, hey, the smartest idea is that I would have left it in one of my old bullet journals, and I didn't. I looked through them all, even in the back, in the gusseted pocket. So that baby is like, I don't know, it's in a box somewhere or something. So I'm going to continue to look, but I couldn't finish it because I'm on a mission now. Okay, so the first thing that you usually think about besides a cheat sheet is the future log. Now let me tell you, the struggle with the future log for me is real. First of all, on my left side is where I'm putting like hard dates, birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, yada yada. And then on the right side is where I'm putting like goals, okay? And this is for each month. And this was, I started in July, so we still had 6 months left in the year. These, sometimes people will draw them out. I'm not going to get that together. This is simplicity, people. So I had this calendar from the post office, and I just cut the rest of the remaining months of the year out. Excuse me, I'm stumbling over my words. I don't even remember. These blue squares are probably, I don't know, for paydays or holidays, and the circles or vice versa. I'm not really sure. But I put them in there because I didn't want to draw the shit out, and it's fine. Did I need them? No. Here's my struggle with the future log. I prefer to have something like this. Okay, I've shown you this before in my How to Plan Without a Planner video, where you can just go ahead and print out a calendar, carry this with you, divide your weeks with sticky notes. And then on the back, I usually print out my year so I can see kind of where I feel like I hope I'm going to be. And then the thing I love about this is I can go in, because it's just, you know, on my computer, and delete things, move things around. And it's just fantastic. Whereas this, you kind of just have to cross things out or use a different color pen, so you can say, okay, this was my goal, but this is what I actually reached, which is totally fine. But you kind of run out of space if you're in this notebook for a long time, whereas here you can just keep printing out and keep printing out. So I prefer to do stuff like this, but I thought I would give it a go. And I would try it again, see if I can make it work, and it is what it is. Now, again, I like simplicity, but I like a pop of color here and there, so I used my highlighter just to color over my stamps, which, again, you don't have to use stamps. Be as simple and simplistic as you want. You guys have seen these stamps before. Of course, I have them nowhere near me. They're all on one thing, and I just, you know, I just turn it and stamp it, and it's pretty simple for me, and I only have to do it once for however long I'm in this notebook. Now we're moving on to what looks like confusion for you, and it makes me laugh. Anyway, here's the thing. This is actually a daily log. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, Sylvia, this looks like a monthly log. Okay, so I was watching this bullet journaler who is trying to keep more of a minimalist approach. And so she had a daily log that was drawn out, that she only had to draw once every month. And I think it was on 3 or 4 pages. I can't remember right now. And so I think at first she started to divide the page in half. And she didn't like having to turn the page. And so she decided she wanted to do a spread so she could see the entirety of her dailies on 2 pages. And I thought, okay, that's really cool. It was very simple. She started, you know, the first day of the month in the corner and just went until she was done every single time. I didn't like it. I couldn't wrap my brain around it when I tried it out. My brain was just like, no, this does not work for us. Because she had sometimes like 6 days, or I can't remember, 8 days in a column. And so the week didn't line up, and the days weren't all in a row. Like, for instance, my Mondays, my Tuesdays, my Wednesdays, so forth and so forth, all are in a row. And I really, like, my brain understood that. It appreciated that. So instead of having, you know, 7 columns here like you would for a monthly, I have 6, so I have a little bit more room. And so for her, so in her daily, she just wanted like 3 rows for her top 3 things of the day, and then a couple extra just for, like, you know, appointments to add in. And I thought, yes, this is what I need, because I cannot seem to plan right now. I cannot seem to daily plan, and I was losing my mind, and I thought this would work out well. So I started this, I think on the 17th, and I added in some stuff, and it worked out nicely. Over here, I tried out having like scheduled things. So what did I wanted to get done? So things I wanted to get done on like Mondays, what I wanted to get done on Tuesdays, and that I couldn't even stick to because my schedule was so chaotic in July. My sister was moving, and I could not get this together. Well, as you can see here, ghosting is a problem. Like I mentioned, they do not make this square grid in 120 GSM, and I had made it a thing in my head that I wanted square grid. So I had to kind of deal with the slight bleed through and the ghosting of my highlighter, which I, again, don't need to use. But I really did like having a little pop of color. And once again, not only did all of my Tuesdays line up and my Wednesdays, but also my column here lined up for week 28 of the year and week 29. Just a vertical weekly, just like in the Hobonichi weeks. And I loved that, and my brain loved that. And it was still considered like a daily log. Now over here at some point I was like, I don't know, I feel like I need my monthly log, even though I wasn't going to use it that way. So here I had all my to-dos, and I didn't like the to-dos were on this page, and I had to flip to go to my dailies. That sounds really stupid, but I'm used to like having, you know, the traditional monthly log that goes like this, and then you have your monthly task list next to it, and you can see both on the same spread. And I don't have that here. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm going to continue this in August. On the right side, I decided to keep this monthly log for memories, and I did like that. I only missed like 4 days. Again, my sister was moving and we were helping, and it's just a whole thing. I mean, you have to like pack things here and there, and then you can't pack everything because you're still using stuff. Then you have to clean, and you have to get rid of stuff as you go. And then you have to move things, and it's just, yeah, it's been a nightmare. Anyway, I went back to vocab. Now, for my vocab, what I really, really love is to put words that I don't know, but also words that I do that I feel like I should be using more in my writing or in everyday speech. Why the hell not? Once again, I had white space here. I just went in and I added some washi tape. You don't have to do this. That's not minimalistic, but it is for me because I'm just doing it around things so that I can use my stash. I have so much crap and I think that I should use it. And it adds a really nice little piece to the spread. So we have vocab on one side and then like synonyms on the other. Again, this is the green pen, which I love, and it works fine here. However, here and on here, where I'm moving from one day to the next or from here to here, it's smearing and it's pissing me off. But I kept it in August because it wasn't too bad, especially with this, because I'm just going from top to bottom. There was no smearage at all. So I really do love these pens. They write like butter, you know? Is that the term? I don't really know, but it's a beautiful thing. So here, you probably don't want to read this. You don't want spoilers. You're not going to read this book, but here's the thing. This is a spread for a book that I was reading with my niece, and I really loved this. I used to have a reading journal. It was all finished, and I thought I would try it out in here because sometimes I'd forget to write things in there. And I just wanted a few notes. So that's working out okay. But the thing I realized is I didn't really have any space over here on the edge for color coding or for the dot stickers like these. So I could, you know, code in that way. So as we go on, this is just some journaling I did in between, and I've been using these wonderful, what are these called? Book darts to keep the pages closed so that I don't forget not to share them. Is that even English? So what I decided to do in the future, which we are currently in now, is to go ahead and draw a margin here, because when you have like a, what's it called, like a composition notebook, they have that pink or red margin for you, which I really appreciate, and it says, hey, here, how about you start here? Whereas, you know, this is also known as Cornell notes, where off to the left you can put like key words or terms or vocabulary about the passage over here on the right. Also, Megan has made this pretty popular to use the dot stickers and have this margin here as well. I don't like this dot sticker situation, and I'll tell you why. Let's say that I write more vocabulary, than anything else, and this is vocabulary. All of these stickers will be used, and then maybe a few of these will be used. And that's just super effing annoying to me. Because it's all on this thing. It's not like I could just cut all the way up, I suppose, but that would just be weird. And I don't know why that's so irritating to me, but it is. And so I'm not like a super fan of using this, but I can now because I have the margin. I mostly wanted the margin so I could write other notes and signifiers off to the side, and I think it looks a little bit more neat than what I was doing before and gives me, you know, just more room to figure things out. This is an A5, so it's a nice big notebook. It's not that serious. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. All right, now let's go to August. Here is August. So the August mental inventory. This is from Writer Carol's The Bullet Journal Method book, if you haven't read that yet. It was okay. I don't really recommend it, but it is what it is. So what he has you do is break things down into 3 categories: working on, should be working on, and what you want to be working on, to help you kind of better figure out your tasks, what they are, and hey, if you have some spare time, hey, maybe you can work on some of these things. That's kind of cool. I appreciated that. I just used a Tombow marker, again in green because I'm matchy-matchy. You don't have to be, but again, you don't even have to use color if you don't want to. I like the pop of color. It makes me happy. Over here, I thought I would start working more on videos since I hope to be coming back to more of a normal routine. And so I just marked out time here, due dates, and then social media that I did for that video. I can't remember what the hell C's for. I started to make a little key down here at the bottom, and I was just like, what's C for? By the way, I just have this back here because this is the beginning of a bullet journal, and sometimes it goes at an angle, and this helps it lay a little flatter. I don't remember what C's for, you guys. I wrote it down, and I don't know what that column's for, but it's there. And this is at the beginning of August, so this is all the stuff I want to do in August. Here is my daily. Now, I did this backwards again, you guys, because behind it is the monthly memories, which is fine, because technically this is a monthly setup, even though it's also a daily log, but this should probably come before this. It's fine. It's fine. So this time I went ahead and put some stickers down just for a pop of beautiful. Again, you don't have to do that. I also went ahead and stamped these out. You can write them out if you want to. Again, it's simple and easy for me. Monday was angry at me. I tried to stamp it twice, no go, and I know this is all my Mondays. I left this open just because I'm not sure if I want to do the same thing I did in July, where I tried to say, okay, these are the things I want to do on Tuesdays. So here's the thing. I was like cleaning every day, which I think a lot of us, if you find 15 minutes a day to clean, usually your house is just fine. But there were some things I was doing every day that I hate doing. I hate doing them. And I would prefer to just do them all at the beginning of the week or the end of the week, something like that, instead of every single day. You know what I mean? And so that's why I thought about doing these into little categories. But I might not do that because I didn't do a great job mid-July. So here you could just erase these and go ahead and put a to-do list here. Like I was mentioning, I didn't care for having a to-do list over here on this side. So that's something that you could put here, maybe just my major projects, so I can always see them and then break them down further on this page. That is something I might try out as well. Over here, again, we have memories. Now this was kind of light, and maybe it's not coming off on camera. Oh, here comes that sun. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Like it's all washed out, but I can see it really well in person. So I used this, but maybe I'll have to go back to using this pen in the future. But it looks really nice. It doesn't strain my eyes to see. On camera, it looks a little washed out, but I promise you it's not. Again, I used my stamps here and there because I only have to do it once a month and I don't have to do it again. That to me is minimalist. If I had to do stamps and everything every day, I'd probably pass because that's a lot of work and you'd have to carry them with you if you were on the go. I did use the highlighter again here, and you can see the bleed through and the ghosting, and I don't know how I feel about it. I got over it once I started, but now that it's pretty plain, it's pretty clear that it's there. And I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, but again, I'll have to flash her name on the screen where I got this idea from, or link her video down below so you can see that she just starts the first in this corner every single time. She has some space down here below, and all of her Mondays don't line up, and it's a little bit more simplistic than this. But again, my brain was like, I don't know what you're doing. So I couldn't get it together. And I like the fact that down here at the bottom I have what week of the year we're on. So there's that. What else do I have in here? This is more vocabulary. Yeah. And so you saw that I am just kind of sticking my reading within the month. I kind of miss that, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I could certainly put it in the back and make a collections. Right now, I don't think that's what I want to do, because it was fine. It wasn't serious. I don't know what happens if I read a book and that month is over and I think, oh, I don't have to look at these pages anymore. I might not finish it. And then it becomes a problem. So I've been using these book darts also to mark other things that I want to keep an eye on, other lists that I've made back here. These are just for future lists for videos and Instagram that I want to do that I know will not happen within the specific month, so it's slightly different. And then this is also in the bullet journal method, the book. So usually I put this on 2 separate pages, but I decided just to combine them because I haven't been planning very much and I thought this would be easier. So it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 years, 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days, 1 hour. And so I have that all set up for work and then for personal. So these are goals and I have them marked off to the side: long term, midterm, and then short term. I have a grocery list back here that I usually work off of. I do have this digitally, so I don't always use that, but I have it if I need it. A pen testing page. And then I just have a few important information back here for my sister and her move. So that's it. I really haven't made any real collections. I'm just kind of writing them as I go. And that's sort of working out for me. So that is my simple minimalist setup. And the next video, I will definitely show you how I use this combined with my Hobonichi Mega Weeks. And we'll see how that works. Because right now I really don't have the time, nor do I have the energy to draw out my weekly in here. I'm just doing the dailies in a spread. Oh, the other thing I should tell you before I go is one of the other things I like about having this daily spread is that I don't have to feel stress, anxiety, guilt about my vocabulary, because some days I skip, and when it's not sequential, it drives me insane. And so I don't know, some days I skip because I know that word or I don't feel like I need that word, and then I don't put a word for the day, or I will put that word for the day just for consistency and for the way things look, because I used to set up my daily and it was like really nice and neat and every square was accounted for. I like this better because they're not numbered, so I don't know that I've skipped anything when I look back at it, and it's just words, and I appreciate that. So if I have a day when I don't want to write something down, I don't want to journal, I don't have any specific tasks for that day, I just see that things need to get done and I do them, I don't have this like panic about, oh my gosh, Sylvia, you've skipped 2 or 4 days and I've fallen off. You don't really fall off because you either use the spread or you don't. Like I mentioned over here, I started this on the 17th. I didn't use these 3 days. I didn't use these days and it was totally fine. No anxiety there at all. All right. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.